So, I think I've hit that milestone. I'm going to be 38 this year. I see less and less friends online. Um, more people getting involved with their own life activities, stepping away from certain games. Some people going to other games. Some people just not playing games as much. School getting in the way. School getting more prioritized. Um, you know, realizing now that I should have probably been in school 20 years ago as opposed to now. But if they say hindsight, it's 40/40, something like that. So I'm wondering if I'm at that peak where even though I still enjoy video games, I have to find solace in the single player side of things because I don't have the network of people to play with anymore, or to play the games that I am playing, because I refuse to play or pay for certain games, because I don't feel that they most notably World of Warcraft, I don't feel that they have made a game that's very engaging story-wise anymore, as well as ease of access. I mean, it's call it bring it back to the Wild Lich King, Wrath of Lich King expansion, Blues, or whatever you want to call it. But they changed the game, and they changed a whole lot, and in that game you adapt to it or you move on. Well, I moved on. I didn't adapt. I didn't like the way it changed. But regardless, that's said and done. So where do I go from here? I like a game that's really deeply engaging as far as story goes. I loved BioShock Infinite. I thought it was a very, very good story. I thought that the action was very good in it, and the characters were very good. Spec Ops: The Line was another one that I really liked. That one really kind of messed with your head and got you to thinking, as if you made the right choices or not. So I guess I'm looking for those types of games. And I have I have over 100 games in my library. Most of them probably impulse buys. But there are, to me, I just think that games have gotten stale as far as, to use a coin that Levine used when talking about BioShock Infinite, the narrative that's, they're rehashed over and over and over. There's really hardly any originality coming out of games. And I think it's going to take a crumbling, if you would, of the industry, and we see this, happening already with, game studios getting shuttered left and right, and the quality is not meeting the expectations of the gamers. Plus that on top of that, you got stuff like Madden used to be such a great franchise. And I stopped playing Madden, and I think the last one I bought was 2008. And I stopped playing it because it got, commercialized. They were putting advertisements in the game on the stadium paneling, and like how stadiums actually are. Where they sign naming agreements and whatnot. And that kind of bothered me. It's like, so you're going to sell me advertising in your game, but you're still going to charge me full price for the game. So you're making money two different ways. So it's basically just keep pad the bank account, and really let's not care about passing that savings on by subsidizing and passing that savings on to our customers. Um, which I still to this day I don't agree with that uh, type of system of advertising in games and still charging $60 or $50 for a game, whatever you charge. Um, there are exceptions out there for certain games that um, charge full for their games that actually turn out pretty good. But nowadays it's like a crapshoot. Everything for whatever reason caters to a console market, as opposed to having a varied range. For PC, Xbox, PS3, the new systems coming out, Wii U, whatever Nintendo's doing nowadays. Um, they think that it's just easier to create for, say, the console side of things, where things are very limited, but yet the PC has so much more potential as far as specs go, and as far as power of the machine goes. So I think that we need to first and foremost, let the industry know that it's, as gamers, that we won't take it. We have to not purchase the stuff. We have to, um, here I say, not install their crappy software, but yet have Origin on my machine, because in order to play a certain game, I have to have their crappy software installed. And I just, sure, that's a dig at EA, but I also got the crappy Uplay software on there. And everybody, uh, gaming wise, big game companies wise, I think has really lost the grand scope of the picture of, if you continue to produce quality product, engaging product, whatever other adjectives you want to put out there, uh, you'll keep the customers interested. But putting, to me, an engaging product is not Call of Duty 53. Oh look, let's go after Poland this year, or whatever the fake country is that they go after. So personally, I think that game companies need to do a gut check. They need to realize that gamers are much more uh, frugal nowadays, um, and there's a lot more options out there with the whole indie scene. Which, to me, if I wanted to play 8-bit games, and this is gonna be my little rant on indie developers. If I wanted to play 8-bit games, I'd go out and buy a Nintendo Entertainment System. Uh, Sega Genesis, whatever it was at the time, we can't remember. Super Nintendo was 32, so Genesis was 32. So you get what I'm saying, though. That to me is still not quality. You may be putting out a product at a cheaper price, but what's the point of putting that product out there on, say, PC specs or a PC system, when it's the PC is going to be overkill for your game? It doesn't make sense to me. So that's just my thought um, on the whole indie scene. I know people gush over them all the time, and I just don't get it. But that's just me. That's my opinion. And but anyway, so that's a few minutes of my random ramblings. I think video game companies really need to take a hard, long look at themselves and reevaluate. Um, get not necessarily the the business people out of the company, because you need them to, if you want to stay in business. I understand that, but how about having some gamers up at the top, ones that actually care about the games, and ones that will tell you if you're doing something stupid or if you're actually on the right path. So there's my 2 cents. You got any comments? Leave them. If I want to respond, I will. Otherwise, have a good one.